All right, I think we are live, and I hope we are. Let me just make sure. Okay, we are. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. The first one, I believe it is the first one, yes, of 2026. So I want to welcome you guys in for joining us here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Tonight, we're going to venture back into the college hockey ranks as the UMass Lowell River Hawks, actually, they're over here. Yeah, UMass Lowell River Hawks will travel to Hartford, Connecticut to take on the number 10 team in the country, the UConn Huskies. And we will have all of it for you right here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. So I want to welcome everybody joining us here. As you can see, I'm wearing my brand new Game Time Voice hat. Shout out to my sister and her fiance, Andrew, for the lovely Game Time Voice merch that I got for Christmas, and we will be getting more of that, as well as I want to remind you guys that we are currently on the air here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Shout out to my awesome Aunt Rose, who got me that for Christmas, and also she got me a merch shirt as well. We'll be showing those out throughout the rest of the season. So to give you guys a little bit of context, UMass Lowell comes in. They are 9th in Hockey East and are currently 50th in the country. That's right, we are 50th in the country. Coming up against the number 1 team in Hockey East and the number 10 team overall. And I want to give you guys just a little bit of a, I should say, a preview, if you will. Riverhawks recently, their most recent stretch, they went out to California in the Cactus Cup. And they recently won their Friday night game, splitting the Friday night game against, I should know this off the top of my head, but for some reason I do not, so I'm going to bring up the schedule. They beat the number 14 team in the country, the Minnesota State Bulls, for losing 3-2 in the championship game to St. Cloud University. So the Riverhawks had their first ranked win of the season. Now looking for another one against the Huskies. So just to give you guys an interesting stat before we get started here on the night, I found this today, and it was very, very interesting. UMass Lowell, when scoring 3 goals or more, they are currently so overall record stats aside, they're currently 7-12-0. When they've scored 3 or more goals, they are 7-1-0. 2 goals or less, they are 0-11-0. So it's very, very simple. Score 3 or more goals, give up 2 goals or less. That's very, very simple. So we'll see if the Riverhawks can do that this weekend against the number 10 team in the country. We have not gotten a line chart because UConn, for some reason, does not want to post their line chart for them, but I will give you the lines for the Riverhawks. Mirko Buttazzoni and Dominic Ravelli not in the lineup tonight, but we don't know why, because college hockey decides they don't want to post injury reports, so we don't know if they're injured or if they're just taking the night off. So Jacob McDonald will sub in on the line with Jack Varwork and Lee Parks. Jay Ahern and Chris Delaney on the wings next to the red-hot Dylan Bentley, the recent Hockey East Player of the Week, Diego Buttazzoni, Dalen Wakely, and Lee Bornevich, and then Connor Annie, Cole Lonsdale, and David Azinski, who's hit a little bit of a hot streak as well. On the defense player, it's Nate Miskey, TJ Schweigart, Josh Morey, who picked up his first goal out in California, his first collegiate goal, with Dominic Payne, Sean Cullen, and Luke Shipley, and August Clayson is the extra defenseman. We do not know yet who the starting goaltender is. Let's see if I can find that out for you guys, as I will double check in the social media, because social media does like to post the starters. Let me see if they have posted. No, they have not posted yet, so we will find out as soon as we can. But I want to thank everybody for joining us here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Hope your New Year's off to an exciting start here in 2026. And hopefully you guys are avoiding, we've had a lot of snow, rain, and everything else here in Massachusetts. So Hopefully you guys are avoiding that. These two teams will play tomorrow, Saturday at the Tsongas Center. I will be going to that game with my dad as we have season tickets. 7 o'clock. That game, this game currently is on ESPN Plus. So if you want to sync me up with the broadcast, you can go to ESPN Plus if you have an account there. Tomorrow night's game, 7 o'clock prime time on Nesson. So a big one tomorrow night, and looking forward to it. So let's see what is going on with that. And we are coming up, and we are underway here. I had to get the live stream back underway. So 1950, 10 seconds gone, and the Riverhawks will take it back the other way. Jack Barwork will go to Jacob McDonald. McDonald will stop, but blew a tire. Now here come the Huskies back the other way here. Joey Muldowney takes it wide, puts a shot across, and Samuel Richard getting the start. Had to put off a shot. Now he's dealing with another. TJ Schweigart will break it up for the Riverhawks. Tipped along. This one will go all the way down for an icing with 19:25 left in the first period. Ironically enough, these are the blue jerseys the Riverhawks rarely wear, but ironically enough, it's the one jersey that I have. So it's kind of nice to have the one jersey that the Riverhawks have. Might be time to buy a new jersey. Face off in the UMass Lowell zone, but taken out of the zone here by the Riverhawks. And now here come the Huskies back 2-on-1. Shot, kick save, and right past the post. This will come back to the point, never got through. Chris Delaney will pick it up, hits it off the skates of Jacob McDonald, and the Riverhawks are already scrambling in the UConn zone. Pass across, and a shot handled by Richard, and he'll cover with 18:58 left in the first period. And the Huskies already flying here in the first minute and 2 seconds. By the way, if you guys are wondering why I'm looking at my phone, I'm controlling the clock and your score bug, brand new score bug up above. So that is what I am doing on the phone. It's much easier than having to go back and forth on the computer. Puck is currently behind the net. Dylan Bentley will try to break it up. It will come out of the zone and into the UConn end. Back to get it for the Huskies was Thomas Messinio. Now pass is picked up, but now the Huskies able to corral it, and they'll come back the other way into the Riverhawk zone. Passing across, and a shot handled by, actually, excuse me, I miscalculated. It is currently Austin Elliott getting the start for the Riverhawks, and he deals with a shot from Tristan Frazier and is able to stick it around. So Austin Elliott getting the start for the Riverhawks on the season, 2-5-0, but a 5-7-0, 275 and 896 save percentage. So it is Austin Elliott. I was looking at it from left to right, not right to left. Face off, picked up by the Riverhawks, sent out of the zone, but then right back in. Dalen Wakely back for it. We'll go across. Now Sean Kilcullen will tap it along, and it'll be sent in by Diego Buttazzoni. Back behind the net, Tyler Mozelic, the goaltender, getting the start for the Huskies. Now Buttazzoni with a shot, and Mozelic will hold that with 18:13 left in the first period. So we have a lot of whistles early on in this game. So again, UConn comes in number 1 in the Hockey East standings. And I will pull up as best I can. I'll have the out-of-town scoreboards with you every chance I get. Face-off controlled by the Riverhawks. Sean Kilcullen will go back behind the net. Connor Eddy back for it. Goes up the boards. And now a shot goes wide. Kilcullen on the pinch, able to keep it around the face-off circle. Now the Huskies trying to break it out back the other way here, but the Riverhawks able to pick it off. Pass across. Cole Lonsdale will chase after it. Adazinski back for it. Goes across. Was trying to find Luke Shipley. Now Lonsdale will send it back behind the net. Huskies will rim it around the boards. Now a pass across. Here come the Huskies back out of the other way, but they'll dump it into the Riverhawk zone. Austin Elliott will leave it for Sean Kilcullen behind the net. 17:27 left in the first period. Puck sent into the Huskies zone, but now it'll come right back out. Here come the Huskies back the other way here. Bringing it into the zone is Joey Downey, but he left it behind for nobody. Libor Nemec will break it up. Here come the Riverhawks back into the zone. TJ Schweigart lets one rip. That one is handled by Mazelic with 17:09 left in the first period. Mazelic has some of that old school sort of sketch drawing mask. It looks very, very nice. Face-off will be to his left. And it's controlled by the Huskies. Tried to get chipping it up the wall was Kai Genevere. Now whiffing on a one-timer is Dalen Wakely. Now the Huskies trying to get it into the Riverhawk zone. A big hit in center ice, but able to get it in are the Riverhawks. Libor Nemec picks it up. Tries to go in the middle looking for Diego Battazzoni, but he had it poked off his stick. Puck will come back into the Riverhawk zone. Nate Miskey will chip it up the wall, and it's kept in. Dalen Wakely gets it back. Libor Nemec with the shot, handled by Mazelic. Puck chipped out of the zone, and onside is Joey Muldowney, but had it poke off his stick by Dominic Payne. Payne will turn the corner. 16:19 left. Payne into the zone. All the way to the behind the net. Leaves it there for Lee Parks. Parks goes around the boards to Josh Morey. Morey lets a wrist shot go well wide. Jacob McDonald helps it along. Parks rims it around again. Morey chips it down the wall. And now a puck picked up by Thomas Messina. Now back to the point. Morey lets a shot. Took a deflection in front. McDonald tipped it, but it goes wide. Now here come the Huskies back. Potential 3-on-2. Muldowney chipped it in the middle. Elliott will cover as Muldowney was trying to find Ryan Tattle. With 15:41 left in the first period. Riverhawks trying to get back in the win column as far as they've had success against the Huskies, but not very much of it has happened at Hartford Center, or in Hartford at the PeoplesBank Arena, sort of the secondary home rink for the Huskies as they've moved into the beautiful Toscano Ice Forum. As a puck goes out of play. Actually took a trip there with my dad for a playoff series at Toscano, and it's a beautiful facility, it really is. And it's actually nice that the Huskies got their own building because Hartford, the trip is tough, and the building in Hartford, not really the best. So Toscano is a beautiful facility. Face-off, controlled by the Huskies. Back to the point to Viking Gustafsson Nyberg. What a name. He's a 6'6 Swede. I think that needs to tell you all you need to know. This puck will go all the way back. Trey Scott will rim it around the boards. Kept in at the blue line for the moment by Luke Shipley. And in a battle just past the face-off circle, Chris Delaney battling for it. Trying to find Jay Ahern in the middle. Now here come the Huskies back the other way on the left side. And a shot goes across the crease of Elliott, but nobody there. Now back to the point. Thomas Messino behind the Riverhawk net. Messino will stop, then get caved in by Clayson. This puck will come back to the point, set back around by Ethan Wickham. And now Clayson will pick it up, go across to Chris Delaney. Delaney will skate it and dump it into the zone. Riverhawks in the midst of a change on net. And Tyler Mazelic will move this puck. Now the puck at the blue line. Here comes Connor Eddywye with it. Eddie will go around the net. He's working against Carlin DeZondi, but poked off his stick. At the face-off circle, picking up here is Owen Simpson. Simpson goes across. Huskies at the blue line. Now back at center ice, and this one will be dumped into the Riverhawks zone. Elliott will stop it behind the net for TJ Schweigart. Miskey goes back to Schweigart behind the net. Schweigart goes across to Cole Lonsdale. Lonsdale sends it in, took a deflection, so no icing. Adazinski back for it. Now this one up the wall, chipping it out is Jake Percival. Josh Morey back for it in the Riverhawks zone. Morey, under pressure, sends a backhand pass into the middle of the ice. Luckily, nobody was there in a white shirt. Lee Parks sends it into the Huskies zone. Puck behind the net. Now Parks picks it up. Tried to go back to the point, but that one's picked up by Jake Percival. Percival has it poked off, and now we'll send it back in. Huskies are in a delayed offsides. McDonald will chip it into the Huskies zone. McDonald nudges a Husky off the puck. That was Trey Scott. Passes in the middle, evades everybody, and it's picked up by Sean Kilcullen. He'll wrap it in with 13:09 left in the first period. No score yet in Hartford. Huskies back the other way with it. Coming in the zone is Joey Muldowney, but he's poked off his stick. Luke Shipley chips it up the wall. Now the Riverhawks trying to clear, and here they come back the other way. 2-on-1, Nemec across, and that one might have gotten deflected. He was looking for Diego Bagazzoni. And now passes in the middle for a one-timer and a shot. That one goes wide. Puck picked up here and sent into the Husky zone. TJ Schweigart sent it up the wall, took a deflection. Back to get it is Thomas Messina. Now here come the Huskies back the other way into the attacking zone is Mike Murtaugh. Murtaugh tried to go behind the net. Schweigart helps it along. Ahern sends it in the middle, looking for a teammate, but the only person there is a Husky, and this will be sent right back in with 12:01 left. Puck chipped up the wall and into the attacking zone. Now picking up here's Brendan Dunphy. Dunphy sends it up the wall, and into the attacking zone come the Huskies. But this one's picked off and shipped up the wall. Chris Delaney will send it to Dylan Bentley. The Hockey East Player of the Week will dump it in and go for a line change. 11:35 left. Now puck into the attacking zone for the Huskies. Dominic Payne shrugs off a check, gets it up. Adazinski trying to bring it in, but it's nudged off his stick. Now here come the Huskies back the other way. Potential 3-on-2. Alexandra Blaze falls down. Connor Eddy chips it up. Cole Lonsdale in after it. Now the Huskies go up the wall. Picked up by Tristan Frazier. Frazier at the red line dumps it in cross corner. Luke Shipley trying to get there first and able to get it away from Tabor Hiesler. Now a shot from the point never got through. Blocked in front. Now pass up the middle. Connor Eddy tried to spring through. Puck behind the net, chipped around. Sean Kilcullen back for it, lets a wrist shot go. That one took a deflection, he scores! Connor Eddy parked out in front. And the Riverhawks have a 1-0 lead. Connor Eddy with his second goal of the year. And the Riverhawks get an early 1-0 lead. 10:40 left. Puck now in the Riverhawks zone behind the net. Pass in the middle. Now a pass across and a shot. No save by Elliott. Letting the one-timer go was Thomas Messina. Anthony Alanade Samaki sends it into the zone. Elliott back for it. Helps it along to Nate Miskey. Miskey goes up the wall. River Hawks try to help it along in front of the bench. Now Libor Nemec trying to chip it in, but he couldn't get it past Owen Simpson. Now puck across the zone. Nemec tried to provide a forecheck, but now here come the Huskies back the other way. Jake Richard into the zone. Passes across. Now we'll get it back behind the net. Richard into the middle and a shot. Elliott able to hold his post, and he will freeze it with 9:43 left in the first period. So the puck on the goal, we're going to look at it here. Sean Kilcullen lets it go, and it was tipped by Connor Eddy. So Kilcullen will get his second assist of the game. And with 9:43 left in the first, River Hawks have a 1-0 lead. I will say this. We do have poor Connor Eddy has been looking for a goal for the longest time. He's had about maybe 4 or 5 breakaways so far this season and just been begging to score a goal. And of course, the one he scores is a deflection off a point shot. So good for him to break the scoreless drought for a while. Mike Cavanaugh in his 13th season at the Huskies. 7 games under 500. He's 192 and 199. But the last few years has seen a resurgence on this UConn program. Faceoff will be in the River Hawks zone. Dylan Bentley will take it against Mike Murtagh. I believe, yes, 26. And faceoff controlled by the Huskies. Puck will come back to the point and sent back down low behind the net. Picked up. On this wall is Murtagh. Murtagh back to the point. Across. Now down low. Now a shot. Never got through. Took a deflection. And Chris Delaney will pick it up. We'll send a saucer pass over to Josh Morey. Morey goes up the wall. This one sent to the blue line. Now back at center ice. The River Hawks trying to get it back. Chris Delaney now will pick it up. We'll find Jay Ahern in the attacking zone. Ahern had it poked off his stick. Now Delaney gets a stick on it. Ahern had it poked off his stick again. And we'll come back to August Clayson at the blue line. Clayson sends it into the zone. Huskies control it. And they'll try to break it out. Pass across into the zone. But the Huskies have to tag up, delayed offside. 8:46 left in the first period. Now this one sent into the zone. No icing here. Huskies will try to break it out. Puck at the blue line. Sent back into the River Hawks zone. Back to get it is Luke Shipley. Shipley behind his own net. With a nice move, avoiding the forecheck of Alexandra Blaze. Now Jack Barwork back for it. Drop pass. Parks fanned on the shot. Now McDonald with the shot handled by the goaltender Mazzelik, and he'll hold with 8:19 left in the first period. Just trying to make sure, folks, I'm trying to make sure that my stream is synced up with you guys, because I want to make sure everybody, I know that no matter how much you try to avoid this and everything else, and one of my viewers just texted me, so I want to make sure I do this. No matter how much you try to avoid this, there probably is no avoiding it at all. You're going to have delays, so I want to just preface this comment by saying that those of you who are experiencing delays on the stream, I apologize. My stream is either ahead or behind, so I might be coming through a little bit ahead or a little bit behind that you guys are watching it, so I apologize. But hopefully you guys stick with us. So, if you're just joining us, 8:19 left in the first period. UMass Lowell with a 1-0 lead on a goal from Connor Eddy, the senior from Victoria, British Columbia, his second goal of the year on the assist by Sean Kilcullen, his second assist. Don't know if anybody else got a secondary assist. We'll double check that in between periods. Face-off, controlled by the River Hawks. TJ Schweigart let a wrist shot go, hit a maze of bodies in front. Now puck sent back down low. Cole Lonsdale after it. Lonsdale in a battle for his side. Now here come the Huskies back the other way. 8 minutes left in the first. Into the attacking zone. Puck up in the air. Passes in the middle. Huskies able to corral it. Back behind the net is Taylor Heaslip. Heaslip in a battle. 7:45 left. Puck rimmed around. And it will come out into the neutral zone and back into the Huskies zone. Stretch pass. And the Huskies able to send it in. Nate Miskey back for it. Rim it around. David Adzinski will pick it up. Adzinski will take it wide and avoid a forward checker of Ryan Tattle. Adzinski into the attacking zone. Sends one in front, but it was blocked. Now Adzinski will leave the puck behind. This one tried to get lifted up, but it's stuck in a pile that Adzinski is a part of. Now pass sent in the middle. The Huskies will pick it up and try to go the other way with it. Pass across. Libor Nemec now will pick it up. He'll saucer it over Dalen Wakely. Wakely goes cross ice. Here comes the River Hawks in the attacking zone. Diego Battazzoni lets one rip and it's high. Puck chipped up the wall and out of play with 6:50, I believe, left. And for some reason, the clock on the ESPN Plus stream is still running. So I believe it's 6:50. You're going to have to take my word for it because the stream clock is continuing to run. As somebody who's trying to run a clock myself, I know what that feels like. Now I believe in the arena it probably did the same. So they'll just double check and make sure they got the clock right. I know you guys always enjoy this, so I'll let you guys know. The officials for tonight's game, assigned by Hockey East, AJ Potvin and Evan Reddick, are the referees. Kevin Briganti and Stephen Murray are the linesmen. Only one Briganti brother. Normally the Briganti brothers are a pair, but only one Briganti brother on the game tonight, as they are trying to fix the clock right now. I believe it's at 6:50. We'll see what the officials decide. Might be 6:47. Based on, let's see, 6:48 they have as a time on the stream. As Dalen Wakely took a big hit in the neutral zone by Anthony Elaine Samaki. So 6:48 left in the first. Face off in, I believe, in this Husky zone. Yes. Puck chipped off the glass. Kicked along by Sean Kilcullen. Kept in by Jay Ahern. He'll put it behind the net. Or to get is Brendan Dumpy. He'll go up the wall, and the Huskies will break it back out of the zone. Jay Ahern lays a big hit in the neutral zone. And the captain, laying the body early, is slow to get up there, is Mike Murtagh. Mazzelli, out of his crease, plays the puck. Now back behind the net. Stretch pass, and the Huskies trying to bring it into the zone. But puck taken at the blue line and sent in by Chris Delaney. Mazzelli again out of his net. Rimmed around the boards. On the pinch is Luke Shipley, but had it poked up behind him. Now here come the Huskies back the other way. Pass across, tipped into the Riverhawk zone. Austin Elliott back for it. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. And we might have a penalty here against the Riverhawks. There was some stick work in the neutral zone. Yep, it's going to be Luke Shipley. I believe the call was for a hook. Kind of caught it out of the corner of my eye. I was like, how this isn't called? It wasn't that one that they're showing on the stream. It was a little bit further up ice. So UConn will go with a power play with 6:01 left in the first. Face off, won by the River Hawks. Josh Morey will take it behind the net, and he'll send it down the length of the ice. As the River Hawks able to hang on one second, folks. I think there we go. All right. For some reason, my mic wasn't working. All right. As we have 5:25 left in the first period and 1:20. Huskies in the zone. Pass across. Shot. Kind of fanning on the shot there was Caden Shahan. Now the puck will be cleared all the way down into the UConn zone. 1:04 left. 5:05 left in the period. Pass across. Here come the Huskies into the zone. Drop pass. And this one will be sent behind the net, or try to be sent behind the net. Now passes in the middle. Broken up for a moment. Huskies back for it. Pass across. Wrist shot. That one took a deflection. 41 seconds left. And this one will be chipped out of the zone. And the Huskies back to get it. Joey Muldowney. And this one will be touched up with 37 seconds left. And the Huskies might have a penalty of their own. It's going to be interference. And the guilty party is Trey Scott. Kind of caught it out of the corner of my eye again. So, Trey Scott. So we'll have 4-on-4. And here we get a replay here. Yeah, Trey Scott prevented Lee Parks from chasing a dumped puck. So it'll be 4-on-4. They have it up for 2 minutes, but for another 37 seconds, it'll be 4-on-4. Face-off won by the Huskies, chipped up the wall, and they will try to circle back. And then they come in the zone, taking it wide. Now past the middle, Austin Elliott pokes it off the puck, trying to make a move as Joey Muldowney. Now Nate Miskey will pass it across, and now bringing up with speed is Connor Eddy, the goal scorer, over to Cole Lonsdale. Lonsdale will stop, and he'll go back. I don't know if that is actually Lonsdale. I know that's Dominic Payne. It is Lonsdale. Okay. Payne rims it around the boards. There's nobody in there for a blue shirt. Luke Shipley's out of the box. The River Hawks will have 1:16 left of power play time. And, of course, the ESPN Plus team not doing us any favors as they still have 4-on-4. There we go. Now we switch it. So 1:04 left on the power play. Chris Delaney in. Rims it around the boards. Dominic Payne tried to stop it, but this will be sent out of the zone by the Huskies with 53 seconds left on the power play and 3:29 left in the first period. Here come the River Hawks back the other way. Jack Barwork drops it behind. Now pass across. Chris Delaney over to Dylan Bentley. Bentley makes a move. Drops it back for Delaney. Delaney poked off his stick. Now kept in at the point by Jack Barwork. Across. One-timer by Bentley. Kind of fanned on it. And then Mazzelik will cover with 30 seconds left on the power play and 3:08 left in the first period. Bentley, who's had a massive hot streak. He's got 10 goals on the year, 5 assists for 15 points. Face-off won by the Huskies. This one behind the net now will be sent down. Actually, it will be sent out of play with 23 seconds left and 3:01 left in the first period. That puck hit and was into the Husky bench. Let's get a look at the Husky band. Face off, comes out of the zone. 17 seconds left. Now here come the Hawks, Riverhawks with one more rush. Pass across, Diego Bazzoni picks it up, goes back for TJ Schweigart. Schweigart around the boards. Pass in the middle was broken up. Now a pass across for a shot by Bazzoni, saved by Mazzelik as the penalty expires. Now that one goes across, nobody able to get a stick on it. Bazzoni sends it in the middle, nobody there. 2:26 left. Bazzoni back into the zone. Dealing with a stick check there. It goes behind the net. Libor Nemec lays a check. Now the Huskies trying to get it back, but this one comes to the point to Kilcullen. Now Luke Shipley lets a drive go. Right pad saved by Mazzelik. Kilcullen. And Shipley had it poked off his stick and into the bench. 2:07 left in the first period. And the Riverhawks with a 1-0 lead. Yeah, ESPN Plus is the Dean team on the graphics and everything else tonight. It's crazy to me. And I think this is the case, is like some teams have their group and their department, media department, running the ESPN Plus streams. Some actually bring in people to do the games. Like I go to, when I go to UMass Lowell games, like John Leahy, the radio guy, he's not doing the ESPN Plus stream. They actually bring somebody in. But when you go to like Maine or UConn, they'll have their own guys doing ESPN Plus streams. So it's weird. So I know at Lowell, the camera operators and the graphics people are their own teams, but their announcers are not. Shots on goal in the first period right now, 9-8 in favor of the Riverhawks, 2:07 left in the first. Face off in the Husky zone. And the face off won by the Huskies. Puck picked up, sent up the boards and into the Riverhawks zone. No icing here. Nate Miskey back for it. Rims it around, but pass is picked off. Now chipped up the wall, and the Riverhawks able to control it. And chipped up the glass and into the Husky zone. Back to get it. Viking Gustafsson Nyberg. That's just a hockey name if I've ever heard it. Sean Kilcullen in his own zone. Had it poked off his stick. Huskies are offside. They got to tag up. Austin Elliott will leave it for Kilcullen with 1:27 left in the first period. Riverhawks with the 1-0 lead. Puck chipped up. Adazinski tried to send it deep, but it'll be back behind the net. Kai Genevera had it poked off his stick. Now behind the net is Brendan Dunphy. Up the wall, evaded a Husky teammate. Now a shot from the point. I don't know if it got through, but it probably went wide. Back in the Lowell zone are the Riverhawks as we come up on a minute left in the first period. This one into the Husky zone. Adazinski wide with it. Goes across for a shot. And I think that one Mazzelik got a piece of. Now a wrist shot from the point. Hit the body in front. Never got a Mazzelik. Puck chipped up the wall. Now right back into the Husky zone. Riverhawks have to tag up onside. As this one will be sent into the Riverhawks zone, Austin Elliott will leave it for Dominic Payne. Up the wall, chipped in. Libor Nemec trying to make a move, but he's nudged off the puck right in front of the Husky bench. And the Huskies will bring it up, chipped up the glass. Dylan Bentley had it poked off his stick. Now Libor Nemec will come back in the other way. This one sent behind the net. Nemec will lay a check. This one kept in by Schweigart. Schweigart had put a shot through that I could see from here. Had no chance of coming in. This one will go down for an icing with 6.5 left in the first period. Shout out to my dad in the Game Time Voice studios. I'll get to him and what he was providing for us in a second. Appreciate him watching as well as giving us everything else. And we'll get to those in a second. Puck controlled by the Riverhawks. 4 seconds left. Backhand in front. Then Lonsdale has a shot goal that's wide, and that will do it for the first period. So the Riverhawks will take a 1-0 lead into the locker room on the number 10 team in the country. And when we come back, we will have the second period for you. So shout out to my dad in the studio, as he has provided us with the scores. At the end of one period, it is no score between UMass and BU. Coming up at the end of the first, Providence with a 2-0 lead over Maine. Also at the end of one, Vermont and Northeastern are tied at 1. And coming up at the end of the first, BC has a commanding 4-1 lead over Stonehill. So we will look at the... Let me go to the main page. Let me double check. At the scores, I'm trying to figure out how I look at the scoreboards. I'm trying to find it, but we'll figure it out. And whatever. I'll go back to it. So taking a look at the hockey standings. Oh, we have a moment. So UConn sits at the top with 22 points. BC right behind him with 21 points. BU 4 points behind them with 17. Then Maine and Northeastern tied on 16, UNH on 15, Providence on 14, Merrimack on 13, UMass Lowell 10, Vermont at 9, and Massachusetts at 6. So from 10 to 3rd, every team from that point is either tied or 1 point behind the team in front of them. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that, because Merrimack has a 3-point lead on UMass Lowell. But Merrimack is not playing tonight. So win for the Riverhawks, 3 points. We'll put them into a tie with the Warriors. So again, I will pull this up for you guys. Taking a look at the game day scoreboard. So BU and UMass are tied. That is a matchup of 3 versus 11. Maine and Providence. Providence is up 2-0. Providence currently sits in 7th, excuse me. But are just 2 points behind Maine in 4th. So they could jump 3 teams in that one. Northeastern and Vermont are tied at 1. Northeastern is one of those teams. Vermont is just 1 point behind the Riverhawks, so that's an important matchup to keep up. And BC has a non-conference game, so nobody can really do anything about that. This gives me a chance to let you guys know that if you have not done so already, go check out on the channel, just posted today, my commentary highlights of the Catholic Memorial versus Malden Catholic hockey game that just happened. If you are a fan of mine, which I know many of you try to be as much as you can, It's my commentary highlights of the game. So if you want to go watch that, that's perfect. If you're a Catholic Memorial fan, definitely go and watch it. If you're a Malden Catholic fan, maybe try to avoid this one as it was a massive win for the Knights, 9-2. In a game that showed why Catholic Memorial is the defending state champions and number one team in the state. So I posted that one today, and there was a post on Monday for the MC versus Zavarian game that I did. So if you have not watched that one, go and take a look at that one. In terms of my broadcasting schedule for Always On Media Group, and another good note from the Game Time Voice HQ, thanks to my dad. UMass Lowell has had success in alternate jerseys. Their 50th anniversary throwbacks in 16-17, they won twice. And their Lowell neighborhood jerseys in 18-19. So they have had success with those in the past. Now, just because they had success has not meant that they are good-looking jerseys. So I'll just say that. But just because they have success on the ice doesn't mean they're good-looking. Example, in case in point, is those horrible, horrible gray jerseys that they wore around, I think it was 15, 16, it might have been. I could be wrong. So, I think everyone can agree with me on this. Not all jerseys are good jerseys. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I said great. The fact. Okay, so we're gonna get a little more specific. They were graphite jerseys. Oh boy. And yeah, okay. That's the year it was. It was 2014 and 15. And that was when they had Under Armour. That just. Ever since I don't mean, or maybe I do, I don't know, but ever since they went to Under Armour, the quality, my dad and I, every time, and my dad can attest to this, every time that we go to the games, before we go up to our seats, we check at the merch stand down in the lobby area, and we take a look at the jerseys, and every year. Now I will say this. I love the design of the jerseys. For some reason, the one I'm wearing right now, I don't like the giant river hawk in the middle. I don't. I like what they have with their regular jerseys, which is the lettering and the colors. That looks great. I love that look. But if you just feel the jersey, it's not the same quality. Now, this is coming from a guy, and this is me. I don't know if this is a brag, and if it is a brag, I apologize. I don't want to come off as sort of pompous in a way. I apologize. But this is coming from a guy that had an actual game worn jersey for the longest time as a kid. So if it's a game worn jersey, it's actually really good quality. But the ones that they give away to fans are just weird. It's really weird. So now, I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, UConn's currently 10th in the national polls. For everyone wondering, well, what does the polling mean? First of all, I didn't know this, and a little bit of a nugget here. The pairwise rankings that normally told us who's close to making the tournament and who's not, I know this. It's still the top 16. But it's been replaced by something called the NPI rankings. It's really, really, really weird, and I don't understand it. But either way, I think it's basically the same thing. It's the top 16 teams that basically are made. 6 automatically make it if they win their conference. Then it's the next 10. UMass Lowell is currently in 50th. Just to let you guys know where we are. So we need the idea of an at-large bid is basically pretty much out of the question, unless we can get some wins against teams like UConn, like BU, like Maine, coming up at the second half of the season, ranked wins that can boost our resume. That will definitely help us climb. But we are sitting way, way on the outskirts. So basically we have to win the conference tournament. It's as simple as that. It's weird. I haven't put it down low in the bar, by the way. Hope you guys like my bottom thing. If you guys haven't done so already, if you are watching this live stream and it is the first time you're watching said live stream, or if you are a recurring person who already has done this, I encourage you guys to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you have, please share the channel to your family, friends, neighbors, anybody else. And I want to stress this because some people I think might have this question is like, do you have to pay to subscribe to a YouTube channel? It's really, no, you really don't. I believe if you have a Google account, most people have a Gmail account or everything else. If you have a Google account, and if you just sign into YouTube through your Google account, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to a YouTube channel. I currently have 44 YouTube subscribers. I am hoping by the end of 2026, and we have a lot of time to do this, to get to 100 subscribers. That's my goal. So if you have subscribed, beautiful. Thank you guys so much for doing that. And please, if you have already subscribed, share the channel as best you can. Text it, email it, post it on social media, and explain to everyone what I just explained. It is free as long as you have a Google account, and I believe you can create a Google account for free anyway. So just to let you guys know, and then subscribe to the channel. And you guys will know when new videos are posted. I'm just continually refreshing. Let's see. I'm just trying to make sure that we have. All right. So first half statistics: UMass Lowell 1-0 lead. Shots 10-8 in favor of the River Hawks. Face-offs are in favor of the Huskies, 11-7. And blocked shots, UConn with a 1-point lead on that. UConn blocked 4, UMass Lowell's blocked 3. One last look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we get into the second period. All games are now at the end of one, and nothing has changed. So at the end of one period, UMass MBU still tied at 0. Providence with a 2-0 lead over the Black Bears. Vermont tied with Northeastern 1-1, and BC up 4-1 against the Stonehill Hawks. So I actually am going to check something because I want to see if I can get this. Okay. Yep. Just wanted to double check and make sure. Because for some reason, UConn did not want to post their line charts, and I don't know why. UMass Lowell is very, very key. About an hour before, maybe around an hour before the game, will post the line charts. For the away games, that's helpful. At the home games, they actually print out both teams front and back. So that is, we pick that up every game. UMass Lowell is without Dominic Ravelli and Mirko Buttazzoni tonight. So that is a big loss. Mirko Bazzoni is one of the best players for the Riverhawks. They are showing the clock in the arena, and there's 1:10 left in the intermission. So we will have the second period for you very, very shortly. As the Huskies and the Riverhawks come back out onto the ice. Tyler Mazzelik, just a note for you guys, the goaltender for the Huskies, 6'3" from Long Valley, New Jersey, recently played and is a transfer from New Hampshire. Most of these players for the Huskies are recent, and they have been for the Huskies for their entire career, as Mazzelik is the lone transfer for them. I do not have the draft picks for the Huskies in front of me. I can tell you the Riverhawks tonight are addressing two draft picks. Dalen Wakely, a 6th-round pick of the Edmonton Oilers in 2024, and Nate Miskey in 2024 was picked by the Sharks in round 5. So there are two draft picks for the Riverhawks. All right, players are ready at center ice. We are back underway in Hartford, as this puck is battled for, now picked up at the blue line. And now this one will be sent into the zone. Huskies back to get it. Rimmed around the boards to Jake Richard. Now back to the point. Richard will get it back. Now back to the point. Down low, behind the net, Nate Miskey cuts it off. He's in a battle with Ryan Tattle. Miskey able to dig it loose. Backhand a pass, and now here come the Riverhawks back the other way with speed. Lee Parks will bring it in onside somehow. Jacob McDonald able to drag his skate. Sent all the way around, and the Huskies will come back the other way with speed. Potential 3-on-2. Passes in the middle. Now Tattle had it poked off his stick. It will go behind the net. Now pass in the middle. Dug out by Josh Morey. And here comes Jack Varwark and Lee Parks. Varwark brings it into the zone. Dumps it behind the net. Now passes in the middle. And the Huskies will take it out. It's backhanded out into the Riverhawks zone. Josh Morey back for it. Morey behind the net. 18:46 left in the second period. Morey breaks it out up the wall. Sent low, and now it's stuck at the blue line. The Huskies will try to send it into the Lowell zone. But now Chris Delaney will send it around. Jay Ahern over to get it, try to get it into the middle of Dylan Bentley. Now the Huskies will pick it up and skate. A lobbed pass, knocked down, no icing here. Now Dylan Bentley will pick it up. He'll go across to Sean Kilcullen. Kilcullen into the attacking zone. Drop for Ahern. Across, was looking for Delaney. Bentley was open as well for a one-timer, but Delaney had it poked off his hip. Now Delaney blocks a pass, lets a shot go. Mazzelik handles it. Puck still loose. Now back to the point. Rimmed around the boards. Ahern tried to send a backhand across for Delaney. This one up the wall. Kept it by Sean Kilcullen. Wrist shot goes wide. Puck sent back behind the net. Delaney gets crushed behind the net. Nothing doing. Delaney back behind the net. Now goes to the circle. Nate Miskey across for Shipley. Lets one go. That one got deflected and almost snuck in the near post. Riverhawks still battling for it. Dalen Wakely picks it up. Trying to send it back across. It's picked off. And the Huskies will break it out the other way. Miskey back to get it. Stretches it up. Here come the Hawks. Now, no, it's sent out by the Huskies. And they'll pick it up and come in just off sides with 17:10 left in the second period. As just coming in offside was Ethan Gardula, the sophomore forward from Princeton, Mass. And faceoff will be in the neutral zone. And it's won by the River Hawks. TJ Schweihart will chip it into the Husky zone. And I believe this will go for an icing. Yes, it will. So the faceoff will come back into the Lowell zone. Faceoff controlled, and here come the Riverhawks back the other way with speed. Connor Eddy with taking it wide. Eddy gets taken down, but both players kind of collided with each other, so nothing doing on a power play. Puck chipped out the wall and back into center ice. TJ Schweihart will chip it in. Riverhawks will tag up. Huskies back to get it. Now puck chipped back into the Husky zone and up this near side wall, and they'll try to attack, and it'll come into the zone. Austin Elliott bunts it. Now a stretch pass was trying to find Cole Lonsdale, but now this one will be sent back into the Riverhawk zone. TJ Schweigart rims it around for Miskey. Miskey passes in the middle. Only person there is a Husky, but Miskey able to save his own bacon as he got the puck out of Joey Muldowney's stick. Huskies back in the neutral zone. Stretch pass hit the boards. Miskey breaks up a pass. This one rimmed around the boards. Kept in by Nyberg. Sets it behind the net. And Miskey will pick it up and skate it out. Miskey in the neutral zone rims it around the boards. This one evades the goaltender Mazzelik. Now into the middle. A shot. Mazzelik gets a shoulder save on it. Now Luke Shipley at the blue line. Chips it back down low. Nyberg back for it. Dealing with McDonald. McDonald gets support. Forrest side to a bow to the right of the net. Now in the middle, McDonald tried to wrap around but hit a stick. Now Josh Morey in a bow. He gets upended. McDonald chips it along in potential 2-on-1 here. Varwork in the middle had a couple of teammates. Now this evading. We might have a 2-on-1 back the other way. Huskies on the right circle. And a pass across and a wide open net is missed as Ryan Tattle unable to get it on net. Jacob McDonald back. 15 minutes left. Here come the Riverhawks back the other way. Josh Morey tried to get it in, but this one's chipped up the wall. Luke Shipley gets it in. Now here come the Huskies back the other way. Onside here. Now a shot handled by Elliott, and he'll squeeze it with 14:43 left. And I think Chris Delaney might have taken a penalty after the whistle. As Tettle had a wide open net, and then he slipped. Yep, and Chris Delaney's going to go for a penalty after the whistle. That's just something you cannot do. It was a shot. Delaney took a shot from Frazier. And then he hit Frazier right in the face. I don't know if it might be a sell job, but we'll see. We'll see after this. So the Huskies will get their second power play of the night. Their first one ended prematurely as they took a penalty during it. Jack Varwork will take the face-off against Alexandre Blaise, the freshman from Longwell, Quebec. As we have a clock issue. Faceoff is to the left of Austin Elliott. Faceoff controlled by the Huskies. Up at the point is Kai Genevera. Puck behind the net now. And back to the point. Over to Blaze. Down low to Shahan. Back for Blaze. Across. Blaze gets it back. He'll switch with Genevera. Now pass down low. Blaze will get it back. Into the middle for Desindai. Now puck across, and that one hit the skate of Ethan Gardula parked out in front. Huskies at the top of the zone, down low. Now here comes Shahan. Let a wrist shot go, hit a Riverhawk in front. Up at the point again. Cross. One timer, never got through, hit the Mesa boys. Now a shot handled by Elliott. Pass down low. Now into the middle, kicked out by Elliott. Letting that one timer go was Gardula, and Elliott got the left pad on it. Now this one could be skated out by the Riverhawks. Potential rush if they hurry. Now a shot. And that one might have hit the post. Now Schweigart lets one go. Eddie bomb. Mazelic handles that one. I don't know if that caught the post or Mazelic saved it. But either way, it stayed out. Now here come the Huskies back the other way. Shahan stops. Under pressure from two Riverhawks. And Jay Ahern will poke it into the middle. Here comes David Adzinski. Adzinski onside into the zone. Back to the point. Miskey with a drive. That one hit a Husky in front. Now Ahern with a shot. That came in and out of the glove of Mazelic. 10 seconds left on the power play. 12:50 left in the period. Here come the Huskies. Across. Now down low. Now across that one. And the net is off its mooring with 12:41 left. And I believe the penalty has expired as we're back to 5-on-5. So Austin Elliott has looked sharp early. He did not play either game in California. Samuel Richard played both those games, and Richard was very, very good in those games. Austin Elliott has gotten the majority of the game. He's played 13. Richard has played 9. This is his 14th game. Austin Elliott, puck chipped up the wall, and here comes Chris Delaney the other way. Delaney into the attacking zone, goes wide with it, lets a shot go. Mazelic steers it away as the Riverhawk goes down in the crease. Jay Ahern lets one rip. That one goes wide. Nate Miskey chips it behind the net. Now Delaney sends it back down low for Wakely. Wakely tried to send in the middle looking for Delaney, but unable to do so. Now Delaney picks up the puck. Send in the middle looking for Wakely, but here come the Huskies back the other way. But August Clayson will chip it up for Luke Shipley. Shipley caves a Husky in. This one sent all the way down. Libor Nemec able to beat out nice and call, but only for a moment, and the Huskies will pick it up. Here they come back the other way here. As chipping it into the zone is Jake Percival. Percival tried to get a backhand off, but it was taken out by either Dalen Wakely or Luke Shipley. This one poked off the puck. Now a pass across, in on the breakaway, and a shot handled by Elliott, and he will cover. Tristan Frazier was in alone, and Elliott made the save. With 11:38 left in the second. It was a turnover at the blue line, was sauced over by Tabor Heaslip from Frisco, Texas. And Tristan Frazier, the senior from West Vancouver, was in alone on a breakaway. Elliott stoned him. I do appreciate the fact that I'm getting ads for Walt Disney World. I know it's like, oh, well, ESPN is owned by the Walt Disney Company. I know, but you don't rarely see it on ESPN Plus broadcast, so that was a fun little nugget for me. So 11:38 left. And Austin Elliott with his biggest save of the night on a breakaway against Tristan Frazier. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, BU has a 1-0 lead over UMass with 11 minutes left in the second. Providence has extended its lead to 3-0. Northeastern Vermont still tied at 1, and BC is now up 5-0 on the Stonehill Hawks. Face-off will be to the left of Austin Elliott. And it is behind the net. Pass in the middle, nobody there in a white jersey. This one chipped back into the zone, and Frazier on another breakaway, and Elliott robs him again. Now here come the Riverhawks back the other way. Dylan Bentley into the zone. Diego Buttazzoni back for Bately. Buttazzoni tried to go across. He was looking for VAR work. Now Buttazzoni able to shrug off a check, try to bring it into the middle. Still has it now behind the net. Good work by Diego. Now a shot from Kilcullen steered to the boards by Mazzelik. Now McDonald goes behind the net. Buttazzoni lays a big check there. Putt chipped out of the zone, evades Dominic Payne's glove. Payne, stretch pass, tipped into the zone. Riverhawks will go off for a change. Bouncing puck into the zone as a Husky stick shatters in two. Now Connor Eddy into the zone. Goes across. Shot! I think that was VAR work that let that go. Now Nate Miskey with a drive. That hit plenty of things. The shots are 18-13 now in favor of the Riverhawks. Puck into the zone. Luke Shipley back for it. Shipley will leave it for Josh Morey. Morey. Now pass in the middle and a shot, and that one streaks through and scores. And the Huskies have tied it with 10:06 left. Ethan Gardula will get the goal. Turnover behind the net for the Riverhawks. And Elliott got fooled as it was a pass in the middle by Mike Murtagh. As Morey got it poked off his stick, and then it actually took a deflection off of Morey's stick on the shot by Gardula. So we are tied at 1 at almost exactly the halfway point of the game. Puck chipped up the wall, now rimmed around. TJ Schweigart will help it along further. Now this one will come out of the zone. 220s battles. Libor Nemec puts a check on Caden Shahan. Now across. Here come the Riverhawks back the other way. Cole Lonsdale with a shot, and Mazzelik with his best save of the night as he robs Cole Lonsdale. Game across. We have a commercial break on the moment. You hate it for Elliott, who's been great so far tonight. That one was just a fluky sort of fumbler. Should never have gotten to that point, as it was a turnover behind the net. Morey tried to go across. He got pinned up behind the boards. And yeah, it poked off the... Now that I'm looking at it, Morey did good to get back and try to deflect it, but it took a fumble and fooled Elliott. That's just a crappy goal all around to give up. Face off in the UConn zone. And hit the linesman skates. Now come back, and here come the Huskies back the other way. Cross-ice pass finds nobody. Dominic Payne helped it along. Here it comes into the Huskies zone as they're back to get it. Pass across. Here they come into the attacking zone. Chipped behind the net. Dominic Payne in a battle with Jake Richard. Now Dylan Bentley sends it right back, hits the other number 19, Richard. Now back to the point. This one rimmed back around the boards. Chris Delaney helps it out of the zone. 9 minutes, I believe, because the ESPN Plus stream has not caught up. And now we're going to get a penalty here against the Huskies. Austin Elliott now will make his way to the bench for the extra skater. Here comes Dylan Bentley into the attacking zone. Bentley tried to dangle in the middle. Now a shot by Eddie goes high. And will we get a... Now we will. They will touch the puck with 8:31 left. And the Riverhawks will go to the power play. See who the guilty party is from UConn point of view. And it'll be Ryan Tattle. So the Riverhawks will go to the power play with 8:31 left in the period, as Tattle will go for, I think it's a cross check? No, it's a trip on Morey. I thought it was the cross check. But either way, it's a power play. Puck behind the Riverhawks net. Luke Shipley will leave it for Dalen Wakely. Now Shipley will pick it up into the zone, but nobody there for Riverhawk, and this one will be sent down the length of the ice. Pass up for Dalen Wakely. Now the pass is picked off, and a shot handled by Elliott. Riverhawks trying to find something, as this is a very aggressive penalty kill for the Huskies. Diego Battazzoni back for it. Battazzoni brings it into the zone, goes across. Luke Shipley rims it around the boards. Now back to the point. TJ Schweigart over for Shipley. Shipley was shot, blocked in front. Now down low to Diego Battazzoni. Across for Schweigart. Down low. Now pass across, and Nemec at the far post couldn't get his stick on a play. 50 seconds left on the power play. 7:20 left in the period. Schweigart under pressure here from Shahan. Schweigart needs support. And Dominic Payne will come to get it. 38 seconds left. Riverhawks into the zone. Dominic Payne trying to chip it in. Mazalik will cover with 7:03 left. Actually, 7:04, in the period, and 33 seconds left on the power play. It was Dalen Wakely across. He was looking for Nemec, and somehow that squeaked through Nemec's body. Face off to the right of Tyler Mazalik, the 6'3" goaltender from Long Valley, New Jersey. Face off controlled by the Riverhawks. Across to Chris Delaney. We'll go back across for one-timer by Bentley. That one blocked in front. Delaney back for Bentley. Across to Jack Varwerk. Varwerk will bring it into the zone. And the Riverhawks are offside, so they're going to have to tag up. So this should kill, really, the rest of the power play. St. Elliott chips it up the wall. Riverhawks try to get one last rush. Here comes Delaney. Back across for Jay Ahern. That one's blocked, and the Huskies might have a potential breakaway here. Tattle out of the box. Drop pass. Shot. That one goes wide. Now Jay Ahern into the middle. Chris Delaney might have a breakaway. Delaney shot Mazalik with a glove save. So dueling chances at both ends as Ryan Tattle out of the box. He dropped it on a 2-on-1 to Richard, and that one went wide. And then Chris Delaney got a breakaway on the other side and was unable to convert thanks to a glove save by Mazelic. Face off. Taken by the Huskies. Puck chipped up the wall. Now this one will come back the other way. Josh Morey across to David Adazinski. Into the middle for Cole Lonsdale. That one blocked. A diving block there by one of the Huskies. Now back to the point for Miskey. Lets a shot. That one squeaked through, but there was nobody there to direct it. And the Huskies will pick it up back the other way. Miskey stops it from going into the Riverhawk zone in the neutral zone. Now here come the Huskies back the other way. Wickham lets a shot go. That one was blocked. Nobody knew where it was. Wickham picks it up. Now Morey will go around the wall to Connor Eddy. Eddy will shrug off a check and skate it up the ice. Now the Riverhawks are offside here, and now they are still offside and will come in offside with 5:24 left in the period. And we're going to have another penalty call here against the Huskies. I do not know who the number is. I think it's going to be Mike Murtagh, number 26, for a hold on Connor Eddy. So the Riverhawks will head to the power play with 5:24 left in the second. Sorry, folks, just trying to make sure that, I haven't done a live stream, so I haven't checked my headphones in a while. I don't know how much battery my headphones have left. So, we might be, we'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll see what happens. So, hopefully it has enough battery to take us all the way through. Probably something I should have looked at before, but so the Riverhawks to the power play, and the Huskies will control it off the face-off, and they'll chip it all the way down. Schweigart back to get it under pressure here. They have two Husky forwards on a it's a aggressive penalty kill, and the Riverhawks are just trying to dig this puck out. Still trapped behind the net. Now finally the Riverhawks able to corral it and bring it up the other way here. Here comes Dalen Wakely. Wakely will dump it in behind the net. Took a weird bounce, and I think it might have been offside. It is. So 1:24 left on the power play and 4:48 left in the period. No, the sound quality is not the problem for me. It's just how much battery life do I have. So that'll be a very interesting thing to do. Now the Riverhawks will pick it up, take it back behind their net, and try to set up the entry. Luke Shipley goes across ice to Diego Buttazzoni. Brings it in for Shipley, but unable to connect on a pass, and it's all the way down. Austin Elliott will stop it. Riverhawks will change up most of the power play unit. Now Dalen Wakely will bring it in. Wakely into the zone. Drops it down low for Jay Ahern. Rims it around for Dylan Bentley. Bentley able to corral it. Go to Jack Barwork. Back for Bentley. Bentley down low for Delaney. Back for Bentley. Down low for Delaney. Back for Bentley. Lets a wrist shot go. That one snakes through and scores! I have no idea who got it. It might be Jay Ahern. I don't care. Riverhawks have a 2-1 lead on a power play goal by the captain. Bentley let it go, and it was Ahern with the tip. Maury back to get it in the zone. The couple Huskies go down, and this one chipped up the wall. Now David Azinski will go cross ice. Here come the River Hawks into the zone. Shot on. Mazelic will hold with 3:35 left in the second period. And the River Hawks with a power play goal from the captain, Jay Ahern, who will get his 7th goal of the year. Now, he's had some big goals this year and has been a welcome transfer from Niagara. Now here come the Huskies back the other way here. Now a turnaround shot, passes in the middle, and a shot. That one goes wide. Letting that shot go is Jake Percival. Now the River Hawks will try to break it out. Here they come. Potential 3-on-2. Parks across was looking for Kilcullen. Now Parks will pick it up. Try to send it in the middle, but McDonald unable to get on it. Now, puck tried to get sent down low. Now here comes Luke Shipley. Winds, fires, and he scores! Luke Shipley, his first goal and his first collegiate goal of the year. And the River Hawks are up 2. It's 3-1 with 3:01 left. Pass across from Sean Kilcullen, his second assist, and Shipley blows that one by Mazelic, and the River Hawks are up 2. Puck back for Josh Morey. Here comes Dylan Bentley. Now Chris Delaney will pick it up. Here on the River Hawks back the other way. Delaney will stop up, leave it, and that one fanned on by Dominic Payne. It will come out to center ice for Josh Morey. Bentley will send it right back into the zone. Mazelic out of his net will play it to a teammate. We're going to have another penalty going here against the Huskies. And actually, no, we might have dueling penalties here. Jay Ahern will go to the box for the River Hawks. And I don't know who's in the box for the Huskies. Let's see here. And they're gonna get Ahern for an embellishment. Are you kidding me? All right. So we'll play 4-on-4. Schweigart, nice move there. Shot. That one hit the post. Miskey across for Wakely. One-timer by Nemec, handled by Mazelic. Now Schweigart down low. Schweigart up top for Miskey. Across. Now this one back down low. Libor Nemec will send it back behind the net. $1:28 of 4-on-4 time left and 2:05 left in the second period. Big check there from Schweigart. Puck behind the net, picked up by Connor Eddy. Connor Eddy will skate it out. TJ Schweigart will pick it up. He's going with Varwerk. Schweigart stops. Down low for Varwerk. Varwerk will protect the puck. Coming to the left side. Try to get a shot up, a nudge on the puck. And there he goes down, and we're going to have a penalty here against the Huskies with 1:44 left. And it will be number 11, Kai Genevira. So a 4-on-3 for 1:03. As it was a cross-check on Varwerk. So the penalties matching up now. That's the first one I'm not really quite sure about. And I'll be honest, and I love Jack to death, but that one might be more of an embellishment than the Ahern one. It wasn't much, but it was definitely more than the one they called for Jay Ahern. I'll say that. So 144 left. Here we go. This is going to give us a good look at it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll play devil's advocate here. That one's a little touchy. So we got a lot of numbers up here on the board in the stream. So the Riverhawks will skate 4-on-3 for a minute 03. So a lot of ice. Here, and this one will be picked up by Nyberg and sent down the length of the ice. Austin Elliott back for it. Diego Bazzoni will pick it up with speed. Again, a lot of open ice here. Dylan Bentley across the zone. Bentley will drop it for Bazzoni. Bazzoni up top for Schweigart. Across for Bentley. He'll switch with Schweigart. Bentley for Bazzoni. Cross for Bentley. Rux needs some movement, trying to get open here. Bentley with a one-timer. Hit Nemec in front. Now Bentley will get it back. And we're going to get a stoppage, and the faceoff will come outside the zone as the net came off its mooring, but I think it was because a Riverhawk touched it, so the faceoff will come out to center ice. Yep, it was Nemec who knocked the net off its mooring, so this one will come out to center. It'll be the blue line. This one controlled by the Riverhawks. Dominic Payne back to get it. He's got 13 seconds left on the 4-on-3. Jack Varwerk, puck not cooperating. It's the end of the period, so the ice is a little choppy. Now Dylan Bentley will pick it up as each player will get a team back. Now across for a shot by Ahern. Somehow that didn't go in. Now here come the Huskies back 2-on-2. Pass to the middle. Shot. I don't know if Elliott got a piece of that one or not. Now Jack Varwerk will pick it up into the attacking zone. Varwerk lets a shot go, and he scores! 18.2 seconds left. Another power play goal. Jack Varwerk, his 4th goal of the year, and it's 4-1 Riverhawks. It's 4-1. 18.6 seconds left. So 18 seconds left. Back to the Riverhawks zone. Puck chipped up the wall. Now forward. And the Huskies will get it with 8 seconds. Time for one more rush if they so choose. This one chipped into the Riverhawks zone. Sean Kilcullen back. Will just eat the puck, and that will do it. So the Riverhawks will take a 4-1 lead into the third, I should say. Holy mother of Moses. That is a 4-1 lead in that period. 2 power play goals. And this one has taking a crazy turn. So I'm going to double check this. So Luke Shipley made it a 2-goal lead, made it 3-1. Kilcullen and Varwork got those. Jay Ahern made it a 2-1 lead. It was Bentley and Delaney with the assist. So Dylan Bentley picks up another point. He remains red hot. And I'm going to go back to the first period. I want to see Kilcullen and Lee Parks got the assist on the first goal. So Parks will get his 3rd assist of the year. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. And we got some action here. It's 1-0 BU after 2 periods. Providence is up 5-0 on Maine. What a crazy one in Schneider. Vermont's up 2-1 on Northeastern. And BC's up 7-1 on Stonehill. Nobody really cares about that game. So taking a look. So the River Hawks, if the both scores stand, the River Hawks will avoid being jumped by Vermont and will jump into a tie with Merrimack, but we got a long way to go before that happens. Providence will actually move, if they win, will jump from 7th to a sole possession of 4th, and will jump 3 teams in the process. Unless Northeastern comes back and win, then they'll tie with Northeastern. It is a crazy first weekend back for Hockey East. Just an absolutely crazy turn of events. I will say I'm very, very happy. They're showing the Women's Hockey East Plays of the Week. I was very, very happy to see that the women's teams got their chance to go over for the Friendship Force series in Belfast. So that was awesome to see out there. That is a very, very awesome tournament out there for them. So 4-1, Riverhawks on goals by Connor Eddy, Jay Ahern, Luke Shipley, and Dylan Bentley. I believe it was Ethan Gardula with the lone goal for the Huskies so far. So it's been a fun game so far. Now the Riverhawks just have to finish it. The Riverhawks, I mentioned this at the beginning. When they score 3 goals or more, they are great. And when they score 2 goals, or when they score 2 goals or less, they are not. So you've got the first half of your equation. The second half of the equation, keep this where it is. You have to now play sound defensive hockey. You cannot have what you had on the first goal. because you have shown throughout the year, and I will detest this because I've watched pretty much every single game except for the uh, the games. I think it was the Mercyhurst weekend and the California weekend. Mercyhurst was because I couldn't watch it. The California one was also because I couldn't watch it, but more so the fact that it was rather late at night and I'm getting older. Um, but basically, mostly every game I've seen, scoring has not been the problem. And so, if you can get a little more defensive prowess, some things can happen. We'll double check again the out of town scoreboards. BU and UMass again still BU is up 1-0. They're about to start the third period there. Providence is up 5-0 on Maine. That still has about a minute and a half left in the second. And Vermont and Northeastern about to start the third with Vermont up 2-1. So some games coming down the stretch here. On a Friday night, and a big one at that. Just gonna double check. I want to see what is going on here. I'm just checking some stuff online. By the way, folks, just letting you guys know. Next up for me, I will be back in Malden for my next couple games. Sunday, I will be back at the Forum. Malden Catholic will be playing BC High. So double check myhockeylive.com for the live stream for that. Then on Wednesday, I am back at the Forum again, where Malden Catholic takes on St. John Shrewsbury, the previous runner-up in the Division I bracket last year were the Pioneers. So you will see highlights of that at there. And as we get closer to the end of the week, the end of the month, I should say, and the beginning of February, it is slowly becoming bean pot season. And with both the women's bean pot and the men's bean pot being held at TD Garden. So big time moment for the league and for both men and women's hockey, as that tournament always lives up to the hype. Actually, let me double check. I want to double check and make sure I get the dates right for that, because yep, so the semifinals on January 13th are at Walter Brown Arena, and the championship and third place games are January 20th. Those games are at TD Garden. So those are the women's start times. The men semifinals are on Monday, February 2nd, and the finals are on February 9th the following week. So big weeks those are for New England hockey. I want to thank you guys, all of you guys, for staying up late with us here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. I say staying up late, it's 8:45. But anything past 10 nowadays is late for me. Like, I remember, it's amazing how quickly life can change. I was I'm 5 years removed from college, and where 8:46 at night you were just getting started with your night, and nowadays like your night's winding down at 8:46. So and that's why, and I will put this programming note up here. Yeah, exactly. Like my parents, and although it's weird, I will say this. I know what I'm talking about. Most of my family knows what I'm talking about, especially my parents. But for some reason, and I know my grandparents are watching. I want to give them a shout out. Thank them for watching as much as they can. Uh, yeah, exactly. Those were back in the days when I had Mike's Hard Lemonade, where that was an actually thing. When that was actually a thing. Oh God, I remember those days. Oh man, I don't know what convinced me that Mike's Hard Lemonade was the choice, but it was, and I will never look back as to like, I will never look back and try that again. Because actually looking back on it, I'm like, what made you think that that tasted good? But I wanted to be cool and interact with people and drink something, but that just wasn't me. I'll tell a quick funny story. Most people were talking about, what's your craziest party story that you have from college? I only have one, and it's crazy because of the way it went through. I was on the ultimate frisbee team at my college, Emmanuel College, and some people from the frisbee team had their own apartment off campus, and so we went to a party there. I left after 5 minutes because the music was too loud. So that was my partying experience in college. Now, it doesn't mean that I hung out with other people who engaged in partying, because I did, but they were much quieter. There were much less people, and most often it involved sporting events that we were watching. So that was the case. But those were my sort of stories from college. And I will say I enjoyed immensely. I enjoyed the heck out of playing Ultimate Frisbee and learning that game. That was fantastic. And I genuinely got some amazing friends that I still talk to this day. Playing Frisbee and Emmanuel. And being able to learn that sport was immense, and it was awesome. So I encourage people, college, I will say this, and this will be the last I'll talk about. College genuinely is the best 4 years of your life. It's not to say that you're going to have bad years after this, but it's you, like, every day is awesome. Every day, the classes you are taking are classes that you genuinely enjoy taking. And the people you're with, if you manage to hold on to friends throughout like grade school and high school and throughout your whole life, good on you. Most often it doesn't happen. The friends that you will have definitively for the rest of your life, you will meet in college. And it's 100%. That is true. That is something. I gotta see if I can find my Frisbee shirt. I don't know if I have it still, but that's a story for another day. Because I did get a shirt out of it. I just gotta figure out where the heck it is. So, we are about ready to start the third period with the River Hawks with a 4-1 lead over the Huskies. And the Huskies are going to make a goaltending change here to start the third period. Cam Hendrickson, who is 0-2 on the year with a 3.56 goals against average, but a .929 save percentage. So he will relieve Tyler Mazzelik, who gave up 4 goals and 3 in that second period. So our first big change here is Mike Cavanaugh has gone to his bench. One change of note In period 3, Vermont still with a 1-goal lead, but is now 3-2 over Northeastern. Providence 5-0 lead. That is now at the end of 2, and BU still holding a 1-0 lead on UMass about 5 minutes into the third. So we are just about set to start the third. We will skate 5-on-5. And we are back underway. River Hawks will dump it into the zone. Back to get it is Nyberg for the Huskies. Rims it around. Kept in for a moment by the River Hawks. Nyberg under pressure from McDonald. This one will sweep back to the point for a shot in a maze of bodies in front, stuck in some equipment. Now the Huskies will come back the other way with it. Pass across and now sent in. Schweigart behind his net, rims it around. VAR work. Leaves it for Schweigart. Stretch pass here. This one sent into the zone. Chris Delaney on the forecheck. Lays a body check on Genevera. Now Joey Muldowney will take the pass across the red line and into the attacking zone. Pass in the middle and a shot got behind Elliott and he scores. So that's not how you start the period. 18:58, just a minute and 2 seconds gone. A shot from the point. And Joey Muldowney will get the Huskies to within 2. It was a shot from a point and just got tipped and sneaked over behind Elliott and crosses the goal line. That's all right. So that's 2 weird goals that Elliott's given up. Everything else he's been very, very good. But both goals he's given up have taken weird deflections. Puck in the Huskies zone. Dalen Wakely back for it. Try to get into the middle to Libor Nemec. Now a backhand pass, and here come the Huskies again. Carlin DeZandil in a battle here for control of the puck. Now a pass in the middle and shot. That one gloved by Elliott, and he'll hold with 18:32 left. Again, Elliott's been excellent, but this shot hit Muldowney in front and then took a deflection up over Elliott. Didn't know where it was until it was behind him and it crossed the goal line. So the first goal was a turnover, and then Morey tried to get back and put his stick, and it actually deflected and was a changeup on Elliott. Now I'll pass across the blue line. Sent back behind the net. It will come all the way around. Jacob McDonald will chip it out of the zone for the River Hawks. Lee Parks will put the Huskies under pressure. Now back behind the net for Nyberg. Nyberg under pressure from Varwork. Varwork will get it back behind the net. Kick it free. Now it's left, and Lee Parks trying to dig it out. Varwork will get it back. This one chipped up the wall and into the middle, and the Huskies will control it. Puck chipped up the wall. And now here come the River Hawks back the other way. Jacob McDonald will dump this one in. Bad to get for the Huskies is Dumphy. He'll go across. Now the Huskies will bring it in the middle. Stretch pass. Here come the Huskies into the attacking zone. This is Tristan Frazier. He's had a couple of chances tonight. Frazier goes back to the point. Cross, and this one comes out of the zone as Kai Genevera unable to control it. Genevera will spin. Goes off the wall indirect. This one will come in behind Elliott. Josh Morey back to get it. Chips it along. This one will come back out of the zone as there was no point man for the Huskies. Now this pass picked up. Sent across. Nobody there in a white jersey. Goes through the paint of Austin Elliott. Now Cole Lonsdale finds Chris Delaney back for it. Delaney goes down. Nothing doing. Now here come the Huskies back. Potential 4-on-3, but they'll just dump it in. First to get there is Jake Richard. Richard goes across, finds a teammate. Try to go back to the point. Now Sean Kilcullen will pick it up. Stretch pass. And Jay Ahern will put a Husky under pressure here. Nyberg goes behind the net and finds a teammate. And here come the Huskies back the other way with speed. Across into the zone is Jake Richard. Luke Shipley behind the net. Now Richard in a battle here. Now pass in the middle and a shot and a big save by Elliott. While Downey was alone in front and Elliott robbed him. Now here, back into the zone. Bentley, down low for Diego Battazzoni, wraps it around. This one into the middle. Now Battazzoni in front, and I don't know if it was wide or hit the post. Either way, it did not come off of Cam Hendrickson. Now TJ Schweigart will tip it into the middle. Battazzoni tried to bring it up. Now here come the Huskies on a breakaway and a shot robbed by Elliott. Caden Shahan had a chance, but with 15:34 left, Elliott makes another big save. Elliott's been great when he's been able to see the puck. It's taken a couple of deflections. He's had no chance. Shots on goal are 25-19 in favor of the River Hawks. Face-off chipped up the wall and out, and it will stay in the Riverhawk zone. Face-off. Controlled by the... And now into the attacking zone come the Huskies again. Pass in the middle, broken up. And the Riverhawks will bring it back the other way. Jacob McDonald chips it in. But the Huskies will pick it up. Puck back into the Husky zone. Now we'll come into the attacking zone. Behind the net, Nate Miskey takes a check but moves the puck. Now Lee Parks sends it up. McDonald tried to send it in the middle. Now pokes it off a Husky stick, but the Huskies able to get back and pick it up. Ethan Gardula sends it across, now chips it into the zone. Nate Miskey back for it. Miskey finds Josh Morey. Morey spins off a check. Jay Ahern tried to send it across, but now here come the Huskies back the other way here. Behind the net is Hudson Cartman. Got a shot off on Elliott, but now Dylan Bentley will skate out into the neutral zone. Bentley takes a check at the UConn bench. Now pass back. Chris Delaney tried to get off a Husky stick, but it came right back to it. Now rocking down Broadway and a shot blocked by Bentley. Now Jay Ahern coming back the other way, potential 2-on-1. He's got Morey with him. Ahern shot. That one hit the crossbar, I think. And we will get a stoppage here with 14:03 left in the period. Yeah, Ahern caught the crossbar. It was a 2-on-1. I think he was either with Parks or Morey, and they took away the pass, so Ahern shot it, and yeah, that one caught iron. Face off to the left of Hendrickson. And Connor Eddy almost got to it, but it goes wide of the net. Now here come the Huskies back. They might have a potential 2-on-1. Cut in the middle and a shot. That one blocked in front as Sean Kilcullen with a block. Now this one tipped in front, but it got tipped over the net. This one sent back around. Sean Kilcullen back to get it. He'll go back behind the net to Luke Shipley. Shipley goes back across to Kilcullen. Kilcullen, stretch pass. Connor Eddy tried to find Azinski going forward, but now it's back into the Riverhawk zone. And now back into center ice. This one will be tipped, no icing. Into the Huskies zone. Connor Eddy with a big check behind the net. Now TJ Schweiger dumps him in. Now that one took a deflection off of Riverhawk, and Elliott will cover with 13:05 left. In the third period, and the Riverhawks up 4-2 now on the Huskies. All right, back with you guys. Just had to get a tissue real quick. So 13:05 left. Riverhawks have a 4-2 lead. And no change in the out-of-town scoreboard. Norm Bazin talking to his players. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Face off to the left of Austin Elliott. To the near boards, and Jacob McDonald will chip it into the Husky zone. Huskies will try to break it out, and here they come through the neutral zone, but a pass picked off. Lee Parks will send it right back in. Back behind the net are the Huskies. They will break it up this left-hand side and try to get it into the zone, and they're able to do so. Austin Elliott will send it across to TJ Schweigart. Schweigart will leave it for Chris Delaney. Delaney will come with speed. Delaney into the attacking zone. Try to deke around the Husky. Able to do so. Get it back around. Varward sends it back down low. Now Varward could pick off the pass. Sends it down low. Was looking for Delaney, but this one goes all the way around at the red line. Now this one kept in by Jack Varwork. Varwork in a battle here. Varwork able to keep it in for a moment. This one back out to center ice. Josh Morey will whip it right back in. Now into the defensive zone. Now here come the Huskies back the other way here. Wrist shot. That one goes up into the protective netting with 11:31 left. Sorry, I'm recalibrating my stream here and I missed a few seconds. As the band for the Huskies and fans with the Ice Bus sign. I never really got the Ice Bus nickname. I'm going to have to research that as to why they're called the Ice Bus, but it's a story for another time. This one sent all the way down and will not go for an icing as Hendrickson came out of his net to play it. This one chipped all the way down and will go for an icing. And TJ Schweigart goes hard into the boards. And TJ's down as he crashed into the end boards hard. TJ's down in all fours. As the linesman waited very, very long to blow that whistle. And TJ just went back first into the end boards. Up walking off under his own power. I thought when I first saw it, I thought he like jammed his knee and he was struggling to get up. No, it was just he goes back first. That's going to hurt. TJ was in a battle with Joey Muldowney, and the linesman called it like while they were still at the red line, and Muldowney let a shoulder go, and TJ goes back first. So we'll see if he comes back relatively soon. Face-off controlled by the River Hawks. Shot by Bentley, and that one goes up over the net and into the netting. .13 left in the third period. Face-off taken by the Huskies. And coming the other way with it is Muldowney. Muldowney with speed, but this one broken up at the blue line and sent back into the neutral zone. Now back into the Riverhawk zone. Austin Elliott will leave it there. Chipped up the boards to Miskey. Now Bentley chips it up further. Ahern leaves it behind. Now a bouncing puck into the Husky zone. This one sent up the boards and out of play. Out of the zone, I should say. Still in play. Oh, here come the Riverhawks. This one whipped in. And stopped by Hendrickson. He'll rim it around the boards. Slowed up, and now a shot. And Hendrickson will catch that one with ease. With 10:32 left in the third. As Connor Eddy, who is listed at 6'2", 217, was in a battle in front with the 6'6" Swede Viking Gustafsson Nyberg. So I don't really like Connor's chances with that son of a gun. Face-off, taken by the Huskies, and skating it out is Caden Shahan. He'll go into the attacking zone. Dominic Payne comes over to try to nudge him off the puck. Puck is loose behind the net. Now it's taken by Dalen Wakely. Wakely will skate it up. Pass up the boards. Bartizoni puts it in the zone. Now Diego trying to fight for the puck, tried to send it in the middle, but was blocked by a couple of Huskies. Now wraparound attempt saved by Hendrickson. Libor Nemec able to keep it alive. Now the puck behind the net. As the stream is kind of acting a little wonky. Puck kept in by Josh Morey. Sent in the middle. Now Bartizoni, and we're going to get a penalty here against the Riverhawks. I think it's going to be Dalen Wakely. Let's see. Yep, it was Wakely for a hook on the hands. And it's a shame because Bartizoni was in alone. So the Huskies will go to the power play. When they come back. Oh, UConn has a student bus with men's hockey marketing materials, and they refer to that as the literal ice bus. Okay. Thank you for that note, Dad, in the Game Time 8 Voice HQ studios. I tell you, this guy in the Huskies jersey is getting some airtime on the live stream. Like, he is getting some serious airtime. So, showing off some moves. Huskies to the power play. 9:46 left in the game. 4-2 lead for the Riverhawks. Face off. Controlled by the Riverhawks. Miskey leaves it behind. Connor Eddy back for it. And we'll send it all the way down Back to get it for the Huskies is Trey Scott. Scott will drop it back, and coming with speed into the zone is Jake Richard, but he is offside. Oh, son of a gun. So I just messed up. Yep, there we go. All right, we're back. I messed up the chart for a second. So face-off will come out of the zone. Let me make sure. Are we all calibrated? Yeah, we are. 14 left in the third and 1:26 left in the power play. Puck in the zone. Sent behind the Riverhawk net. TJ Schweigart, could see him back on the ice. Rims it around. Huskies keep it in. Back to the point. Now pass across. Back to the right circle. Back for Ryan Tattle. Up to the point to Trey Scott. Tattle let one go, but he fanned on the one-timer. This one tried to be sent around the boards. Now Jay Ahern will pick it up and chip it out of the zone. Huskies able to get it. Here they come back the other way. Potential 3-on-2. Now a shot blocked. And Sean Kilcullen will get it out. 42 seconds left on the power play. 8:26 left in the third period. Huskies will drop it back. And here they come into the zone, or they tried to, but pass didn't connect. Back to get it is Kai Janvira. Now bringing it into the zone are the Huskies. And corralling it and now sending it down low. Picked up by Carlin Dzanko. Back up top to Janvira. Now passes in the middle, evaded the bumper. Now up at the point. Janvira goes cross ice. Shot. That one got all the way through and back behind the net. Now Dalen Wakely will leave it there. Connor Eddy is offside, so the Riverhawks will tag up. And I believe we are back to 5-on-5. Yes, we are, with 7:23 left in the third period. So good kill there for the Riverhawks. Puck to battle for, now picked up by Nate Miskey. Miskey had it poked off his stick right into the middle, and nobody was there to pot it home. Huskies having a hard time getting entry into the zone. So Riverhawks are standing them up at the blue line. Luke Shipley goes cross ice. Jay Ahern will take it and dump it into the zone. Back to get it for the Huskies is Thomas Messino. Now passes in the middle, evades Chris Delaney's stick. And here come the Huskies back the other way. Potential 3-on-2 if they hurry. But the Riverhawks able to take it up. Now here comes Jay Ahern back the other way. Trying to join him is Dominic Payne, but the pass evades Payne. Payne will throw a check. Try to hold this up and wait for reinforcements. Huskies get it. Stretch pass, trying to catch the Riverhawks in a line change. This one dumped in. Austin Elliott will leave it behind the net for Sean Kilcullen. Pass picked off. Now a pass in the middle and a shot and a glove save by Elliott, and a hold with 6:14 left in the third period. Pass was picked off into the middle, and a shot was gloved by Elliott. Picking that pass off was Jake Richard, and Ryan Tattle got robbed by Elliott. Face off. Chipped out of the zone by the Riverhawks. Now Libor Nemec tried to get it, but puck just evaded him for a moment. Could have had a 2-on-1 with Diego Bertazzoni. Now here come the Huskies back, 3-on-3. Tattle, another shot. That one handled by Elliott. 5:58 left in the third. I think we're going to have our last TV timeout of the game. Potentially. We might have one more. 5:58 left. Riverhawks up 4-2 on the Huskies. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. BU holding on to a 1-0 lead with 1:44 left in the third against UMass. Providence is now 5-1. Manning's gone on the board. 11:36 left in that one. 3:30 left at the Gutterson Fieldhouse. Vermont still up 3-2 on Northeastern. And 7-2 BC over Stonehill. But we really don't care about that game as much as we... 3 seconds left, and let's see. Now we are back at the PeoplesBank Arena. 5:58 left. Riverhawks with a 4-2 lead. Trying to nurse this one home. And key reason, that man right there, Austin Elliott, has stopped 20 shots out of 22 he's faced. Riverhawks have scored 4 goals on 27 shots to give him some breathing room. Puck picked up by the Huskies. Pass in the middle. Broken up. Now a shot, and Elliott might have gotten a blocker to that one. Puck tried to get chipped into the neutral zone, but the Huskies somehow able to keep it in. Puck helped along, and here come the Riverhawks back the other way. Jack Varwick tried to stretch a teammate. Now backhand saved by Hendrickson. The rebound, Hendrickson got that one too. Hendrickson's best save since coming into relief here in the third. Was a backhand by Parks. Hendrickson got that one, and then he came across and robbed Jacob McDonald, who was looking for his first point, let alone his first goal of the year. Sophomore from Fort Worth, Texas. Face-off controlled by the Huskies. They'll chip it up. Rimming around. Elliott sends it up, evades a teammate, and Elliott able to save his own bacon as that came on net. Puck sent into the zone by Trey Scott. Rim all the way around. Sent back down low by Nyberg, and now here come the Riverhawks back. 3-on-2. Cole Lonsdale across. Now a trailer and a shot. Miskey never got it. Now Hendrickson makes a save. David Azinski tried to get to Cole Lonsdale, but unable to do so. Now Lonsdale trying to keep it, but now the Huskies will pick it up and they'll chip it into the Lowell zone. No icing here. Sean Kilcullen back for it. 4:44 left in the third. Stretch pass into the Husky zone. Jay Ahern in a battle here with, I believe that's Anthony Elaine Samaki. But now here come the Huskies back the other way. And a good play there by Nate Miskey to get off of Kai Jamvira and his stick. Puck chipped out of the zone. Huskies go cross ice and they'll bring it back in again. Now cut into the middle and unable to get the shot off there was Anthony Elaine Samaki. Huskies. Now a potential 2-on-1. Here comes Chris Delaney across. Dylan Bentley with a shot and a blocker saved by Hendrickson. Dylan Bentley tried to continue his hot goal scoring streak, but Hendrickson came up big. Now Diego Barzoni will chip it into the Huskies zone. His teammates in the midst of a change. Huskies will try to catch him in that change. And a wind and a fire. That one blocked in front. Now puck stuck in a pair of skates and clear to the end boards. Libor Nemec takes a big hit. And the Huskies bring it in. Bouncing puck. Nobody wants to corral it. And now it's picked up by Josh Morey. Morey will chip it into the Huskies zone. Now he'll back off as he is a defenseman. 3:24 left. Puck chipped across. Now into the middle. But stepping up nicely is Josh Morey. And he'll bring it in. Morey lets a shot go. Saved by Hendrickson. Nemec couldn't get anything on his backhand. Puck chipped up the wall. Now back in the middle. Diego Barzoni goes off the wall again. Libor Nemec chips it in the middle. Dalen Wakely back with it. Wakely into the middle. Diego Barzoni with a shot. And that one stuck on the apron of the goal. Wakely knocks it loose. Barzoni back to the point. Across. TJ Schweigart will bring it back down low. Schweigart will leave it for Wakely. Cross was looking for Buttazzoni. Schweigart on the tour of the offensive zone will pick it up. Cross for Miskey. Miskey down low for Lee Parks. Tried to get it to TJ Schweigart. Keeps it in only for a moment. Now here come the Huskies back the other way. Into the River Hawks zone. 2:30 left. Battle on the boards here. Now in the middle. Shot was deflection. Now a shot and a score. Jake Richard gets the Huskies closer. It's 4-3. As again, another weird bounce. Gets by Elliott. As that one goes posting in. And it's a 1-goal hockey game in Hartford. Now is squeaky bum time. The River Hawks are going to have to dodge some bullets here. 2:19 left. Face off to the near boards. Luke Shipley sends it into the Husky zone. Huskies trying to get up the wall. They'll send it back behind their net. Nyberg rims it around. Now a pass didn't work, and Nyberg able to corral it, but it's picked off here and sent back behind the net. David Adzinski back for it. Up the wall. Shot. Never got through. Kept in. Dylan Bentley goes back down low for Adzinski. Adzinski had it poked off his stick. Now the Huskies will try to come back the other way with it. 1:42 left, but Connor Eddy pokes it up. And Adzinski will just send it back in deep and go for a change. Hendrickson will leave it behind. 1:30 left. And this one sent all the way around by Connor Eddy. Hendrickson keeps it. This pass picked off. Sent right back behind the net. Chris Delaney back for it. Delaney sends it back around. Huskies trying to get it up the ice. Here they come with speed. A shot blocked by TJ Schweigart, letting that shot go was Carlin DeZandy. Puck at the point. Blocked. Jack Varwart gets taken down. Empty net for the Huskies, and that one does get out. And we'll get a stoppage here with 54 seconds left. .4 to be exact. Unfortunately, I do not have .4 on my clock operators, so we do have a couple finals. BU hangs on for a 1-0 lead against UMass, and Vermont with a 3-2 victory over Northeastern. Providence is on their way to a win. They're now up 6-1 with 7 minutes left in the third period over Maine. So 54.4, Hendrickson back in the net. And we have a timeout on the ice, so coaches speaking with their teams. These two teams, like I said at the top, will play tomorrow at the Songus Center in Lowell. I will not be live streaming that game because I will be at that game with my dad. 7 o'clock, if you want to watch the game, it will be on TV. 7 o'clock on Nesson. So check your local listings for Nesson to catch a great college hockey game. Face off in the neutral zone just in front of the UMass Lowell bench. And it's sent all the way back into the Husky zone. 50 seconds left. Empty net for the Huskies. Puck shot in. Dominic Payne poked off his stick. Sent up but not out, and Elliott will cover with 39.6 seconds left. And a face-off in the zone. Elliott saw that one pretty perfectly. 39.6. Face off to the right of Austin Elliott. And it's controlled by the Huskies up at the point. Now a wrist shot blocked in front and a shot saved by Elliott. That one comes across and Elliott robs someone too. With 28.6 seconds left. Austin Elliott coming up big tonight. It was a pad stop and then a glove save, or it might have been the stick. 2 big saves in succession. Actually, it was the same pad, just from different angles. Face off. Again controlled by the Huskies. Puck almost caught out. Now it will, as it came off the skate of a Husky. 17 seconds left. Huskies with one more chance up ice. That one picked off. Sent across. Jay Ahern might have an open net. Lets a shot go, and he scores! The captain's got 2, and this one is going to go to the boys in blue. .1 seconds left. Puck hit off the skate of a Husky. Came across to Ahern. And the River Hawks are going to get a signature win on the road. Final seconds will tick down. Puck into the zone. And that will do it. So, on the back of Austin Elliott and 2 goals from the captain, Jay Ahern, the River Hawks will come away with 3 massive points on the road against the number 10 team in the country. And they will have a chance to go for a sweep tomorrow against the Huskies. Again, this game is at 7 o'clock on Nesson. No live stream for me because I will be there. And I will say goodnight for tonight. I want to thank you guys for joining me here on the stream. Again, your final score, Riverhawks 5, UConn Huskies 3. You have been watching a live stream of college hockey here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Game Time Voice, the voice of the common sports fan.